Yesterday, Bournemouth crashed out of the Carabao Cup at the hands of Liverpool, but all is not lost. It was a decent performance and we learned 5 things from it. Welcome to Back of the Net. We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam.
My name's Tom.
Hope you enjoyed the vlog. Thanks for all the comments and new subscribers. If you are new around here, well, why not press that subscribe if you haven't already? Because a large percentage don't. So we'll wait.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Firstly, point 1, Meps is back. Another fluid performance from the Welshman.
Yeah, mate, he's been colossal, hasn't he, really, since he's come back in. And yeah, I know that for Wales, I think I mentioned on a previous video, they beat Croatia, had a really good international break, and I know he was pivotal to that. So, you know, maybe getting him away, get his confidence up playing, and fair play to Andoni. You've gone and done that. You know, we've been struggling a little bit at the back. Here's your opportunity. We obviously beat Burnley. And then I thought he performed really well against Liverpool. So, yeah, really good to see him back. But it's, you know, who's it going to be the detriment of, really? Because you could make a lot of calls. You could say, OK, that's Zabani, because then you'll play Mepham and Kelly. Or you could say it's Kirkes, because Kelly will go back to left-back and Mepham will play with Zabani. Or you could say it just drops Celesi down the pecking order even more so. But it's just good to have them options, because I think we always just looked at Mepham probably unfairly and thought, right, he's the bottom of the centre-halves. When really now you go and he's right at the top, and it's mad, you know, the money you spent and stuff, and you kind of go, Mepham and Kelly are probably our best centre-halves, but, you know, really pleased for him. He's done this so many times, hasn't he? My worry is he always gets a little knock somewhere, and then, hopefully, we perform well, and then he struggles to get back in, but all I will say is fair play to him again for just, as soon as he gets called upon, he just puts in a shift and you forget how good he is sometimes.
Really good. Do you think he was maybe at fault for Nunez's goal? Maybe showed him onto his right a little bit too much, maybe you could say?
Yeah, it was difficult. I don't know where... Was it was Smithy was still on at that point? Not sure where he was at that point. I mean, difficult one, wasn't it? Because it looked like he was going wide with his bad first touch. And then, yeah, maybe he did a little bit. I think he was closing on the box, but you still got to give all the credit to Nunez for hitting that strike. Because Mepham would probably say, if he smashes that over the bar, everyone goes, Mepham done your job, just held off and let him just strike one.
It was a worldie of a strike.
Worldie of a strike. But yeah, he played well, Meps.
I did notice that him and Zabani were pushing quite high during that match. Almost the antithesis of what Andoni's supposed to do with his pushing fullbacks. It was the centre-backs that were almost like deep-lying midfielders at some points during that game. But do you think that's just a result of us trying to chase the game?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But I think obviously they've got one up top. And I think there were times where we went, all right, just go man for man there. And one of the centre-halves go into that midfield. When it breaks down, you've got an extra body in there. They're not going to go too long. So maybe it just allowed us to get control of the ball a little bit more in that middle of midfield. But yeah, it was interesting. It'll be interesting to see if that continues, because it did look like at times, Meps and Zabani, one of them was almost going into midfield. But yeah, on Meps, I was really, really pleased with him and hope he keeps it up.
Point 2, Kluivert's impact. He was impactful, and sometimes our wingers, they don't quite grasp the opportunity, but it's fair to say yesterday he did. Really good performance, free-flowing running, really good to see, and also notched his goal as well. So I thought it was a really good performance and has just made Andoni think now. Yeah,
no, definitely, I agree. I mean, I certainly didn't expect his first goal to be a header from a corner. I don't think he would have. But yeah, what I liked about it was, I mean, it's difficult with Kluivert because he has started games for us, but I feel like he's made some decent impacts off the bench. Can't remember which game it was now. Was it Chelsea? I can't remember. It might not have been. He was kind of on that right side and he was really, really lively. And I thought, okay. And then he got rewarded with a start and then he wasn't up to much. And yeah, so you think, right, okay, he's got another opportunity here. He's starting him again. It would have been easy. He could have played Watara. He could have played Brooks. He's starting Kluivert, let's see what you're about. And I think I said it afterwards in the reaction that sometimes it's quite easy for a player that's been given that opportunity to go, well, they got stats a lot these days. I'll get the ball, I'll give it. You know, I have a high pass completion rate, all that stuff. But he wasn't. He went, you know what, I'm going to try and take people on. I'm going to run at the fullback and I'm going to actually try and make something happen. Yeah. And obviously he did with a goal, and he also had other chances. And every kind of little breakaway we had, he seemed to be involved. At the moment, I think Semenyo and Tav are probably ahead of him. But it does make me think, okay, now will we be turning to Watara as our first winger change? Probably not. It could be Kluivert now. So, yeah, really, really pleased for him. There's clearly a footballer there.
Absolutely.
Clearly is. But yeah, I think he could still have a big impact to play. And I think, yeah, put it this way, if we're playing in a game soon and he's on the bench and we need something, I'll be looking at him now as the spark.
Absolutely. Point 3, Alex Scott. Is he the
best
missing
player I've ever seen?
He could be the missing link for AFC Bournemouth because since he's been back in, it's fair to say we have ticked a lot better with that person that's comfortable on the ball in the midfield and driving through the middle of the pitch rather than the usual playing it out wide. I think he did really well, and also set piece delivery. Our corners are so much better. Free kicks, we got another option as well, but it's especially the corners.
Oh, the corners.
Amazing.
I mean, he scored from one, didn't he?
Nearly did.
But yeah, the corners, I mean, in the words of Darren Randolph's missus, hallelujah. We've got a good set piece take. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think in this game in particular, wind helped. In certain, you know what I mean? It was kind of, but he used that to his advantage. Nearly bent one in the top corner.
But even against Burnley, though, to be fair, his corners were going over the first man and they were challenging the keeper.
Was it the Burnley game we had the free kick that just went over as well? I know it was never going in, but you thought, you see, clearly he's got a bit of technique there.
He also had a shot just after half time, which we just about caught as we came back as well, just shade over the bar. So I'll tell you what, he's so good.
But as you say, mate, as soon as he's come in, things start to tick again. Because obviously the first game was against Wolves. And you've got to remember, we took the lead in that game. We go down to 10 men, and then Scott, it's completely different for the midfield then when one of your midfielders gets sent off. And then against Burnley, he was probably our best player. And I thought he was our best player again against Liverpool. So, yeah, I mean, he is special. And I'm already I think he went down at one point, and I was like, straight away. And I'm already thinking, we'll have him for a couple of years, and then we'll get 100 million for him from Man City. But
you never know.
I love him. And you've got to remember at the moment, even though he can clearly do it, he's playing deeper than he needs to be because of Lewis Cook's suspension. We've only got one more game without Lewis. Lewis, Bill and Scott. I tell you what.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I love him, mate. And as you say, set pieces have got to be something we look at, because I always feel in games that you want to have a threat from set pieces. We've always had it against us, which we might come on to. But offensively, we've got some big bodies in there. We've got some players that can get on the end of things, or even little ones like Kluivert. But yeah, it's a big plus, and I just love him. I love watching him. He's just so good to watch, and he's so good on the ball, and yeah, I'm just delighted to have him, and I can't wait to have him in the Euros.
Can I bring you back down to earth?
Yeah, go for it.
Point 4, set piece defending is still pretty bad. One thing I'm finding is that when we're defending corners, we've got every single player back in our box. So, I mean, there was one corner that Dom Solanke was pretty much on the line trying to clear it. I think actually for their goal, he was on the line. I find it really strange that we just haven't got an out ball, because what we're doing is, I mean, we saw it against Burnley. The ball was painfully cleared by Zabani, and I don't know the tactic of not having, just lump it, just get it out there. But it happened again for Liverpool. Our clearance was bad, and then the shot ended up coming in, and then Gakpo was there to fire it in. But I just find that we haven't really got the options. Maybe we're doing that to counter-attack really quickly, because obviously if we have an option out there, then they've got to have a man back, and our counter-attacks maybe won't be as effective. But the fact is, our defending is still pretty bad, especially from corners. Yeah,
no, it is. Set piece general, I think that's definitely an Achilles heel with us, and it has been for a while. And I think, unfortunately, sometimes it's then turned psychological when you know you're poor from set pieces. Yeah. I do think that happened a lot last season as well. I think as much as I've been a little bit more reassured with Radu, I think he's done fine since he's come in. I always think as well, if you're a goalkeeper, like Radu is, and he knows that our other goalkeeper's been making errors, and he needs to come in and he needs to come in and not make any errors. He's not going to come and be commanding, because he just thinks the safest thing is to stay on the line. And there are times where you think a goalkeeper full of a bit of confidence would come out and grab some stuff and punch some stuff, but he's very much on his line, and I get why he is, and he's hoping that our defence deal with it. I'm hoping that, I know it's happened more than just this Liverpool game, I'm hoping that people like Kelly will help that side of it, because yeah, it's a weird one, because I don't think any of the players that are in there are like bad at heading or anything like that. It maybe is a little bit psychological, but it has been happening for a long time. And it's, if you're playing against teams that are better than you player for player, say when we play City, and they open you up with a bit of magic, or kind of what Nunes did, he scores a worldie, you kind of go, all right. But if you can see the set piece to him, you think that you don't need to be better than the other team to be able to defend set pieces. So it's something we need to look at. And I think Andoni has mentioned at the start of the season that it's something he knows we need to be better at. So hopefully we'll improve that side of it, mate, because every corner, and I'm a bit worried.
And finally, point 5. Look, we hate calling out individual players. It's not particularly what we want to do. But we are getting frustrated a little bit with Ryan Christie, who's 110% for effort, superb, running. He's got tenacity. He wins the ball back. He gets his body stuck in. But is he all bark, no bite? Because when I say bite, I'm talking about the clinical side of things, that he's just not quite doing right. And there were numerous moments during the game, even on the highlights patch. I texted you a link where He just failed to read a bounce from a simple pass. And it's like he let it bounce over him, and as a result, Liverpool went on the counter-attack. When he went through on goal, Semenyo laid it back to him, and his shot, he was leaned back, technique was awful, cleared the bar and the post. Just finding in the final third, I'd just love to see that kind of improvement from him, because at the end of the day, that kind of player that's playing in the position that he is, we need him to contribute to the numbers.
Yeah,
He's
we do.
not.
And it's so difficult because in terms of the press and the energy and what Andoni wants, he's perfect. So you want to... I almost do it when I'm thinking about the 11. I go, I need to get away to get Christie in because his press is so good that Andoni will love that and that will help us. But his lack of numbers and his lack of, quality when he gets the ball is really, really concerning. And you think... And my worry as well is if he was a new signing, I would kind of probably be saying, all right, let's give him a bit of time there. He's doing everything else well. That'll come. But we've been saying this about Ryan Christie since he comes to the football club. He just needs something to bounce off. And when he scored the winner at Swansea, and when he scored that winner, I thought, right, he started the season well, but he hadn't had the end product. That could be, because it was a good finish.
Set him a challenge. Not that he's watching this, but how many goals do you want to see in the Premier League?
One a day.
From Ryan Christie this season? 5?
Yeah, I think in that position, yeah, and that's a concern that we're saying that, mate, to be honest with you. I mean, Bingham was playing that position last season, was our top goal scorer. It's difficult. He does a lot off the ball. And like you said, there was that clip that you sent to me where it kind of bounced over his head. And it's almost like because he's just running around. Like when you have a cat and you have one of them, what are they called? And you just, and you go like that and they just go, and they just follow it. That's what he's like with the ball. He just follows the ball and runs around like he is...
Are you calling him a pussy?
No, I'm not, but he is. I mean, because I tell you what, he's got so much foreplay. His foreplay is incredible. No penetration. And at the end of the day, you could be as good at foreplay as you like. But if you can't penetrate, what are you?
I think this is going to be demonetised. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, no
really
worries.
Appreciate that. But on the whole, though, we absolutely love Ryan Christie, but we just want to see a little bit more finesse, especially in the final third. He does some amazing things at Burnley. I waxed lyrical about this through ball he plays with the outside of his right boot to put Semenyo in, and little moments like that, linking up the play. But really, he has to be on the end of it as well in the position that he's in. So we want to see more from him. But overall, then, mate, just to sum up, really good performance. I actually watched the highlights back. There's a 10-minute package on the EFL YouTube channel. And Liverpool had more chances than I sort of thought, really. Closer chances when Szoboszlai pulls it just wide of the post. Salah's header was pretty close. Harvey Elliott gets put through with a low ball and he just lets it run across his body. And it's a tame shot, really. That was in the first half that went straight down Radu's throat. But then, equally, we did have a number of chances as well that they felt fit not to include on the highlights packages. I'm talking that Christie chance. I'm talking a Kluivert shot. There were others as well. Semenyo when he cut it onto his left.
Even Kirkes had one straight at the keeper.
Yeah.
I think first half, a lot of them were just going straight down the keeper's throat, weren't they? But yeah, I was just checking then just to make sure I didn't get it wrong. And we had 6 on target and they had 7. So yeah, you could argue that maybe theirs was slightly better. But then I think the ones we had, so like you mentioned there, Christie, Semenyo, Kirkes, if that was the Liverpool player, they probably would have scored. Yeah. So they are good chances. We just made them look like good chances. Yeah. My concern, again, if I just quickly get this out of the way, is that all them chances I haven't mentioned Solanke, and he's our striker. Yeah. And I don't know if sometimes he's working too hard. We've said this before.
I feel as though if he's going to get, say, 15 this season, he's got to have an ultra-high conversion rate, because he doesn't seem to be one of these strikers that has many shots per game.
He's got to score.
Yeah, he does.
I honestly think he does, but all it would be is we take him out of the side and we go, oh my God, we can't cope. We saw that against Swansea and Stoke, I think. So yeah, that's a bit of a concern. But other than that, I think I agree with you, mate. I think both teams had chances. I was saying to you off here that what I liked about the performance was, listen, we've got results off Liverpool before recently, and it was perfect game plan from Gary at that point, where the way we were and the low confidence, we sat back, we defended, and we caught them on the counter attack. We had a bit of pace from Dango and he done well for the goal, I remember. And then they missed a penalty. We rode on like a little bit, but great 1-0 win. Yeah. What I like about us at the moment is we went toe-to-toe with Liverpool, in my opinion. And normally I would say, right, if you're going to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool tonight, we'll get battered. We will lose 3-4-0 if we go toe-to-toe with these teams. And it showed that we didn't. Yeah. We went toe-to-toe, and actually they want a lot in the game, and that's a positive. And these are really, really small steps, but they're still steps.
But they weren't on it, though, were they?
No, probably not.
But then that could be we made them not.
Yeah, I think you've always got to do that, because everyone's saying how bad Burnley were, but when we played them, but we still got to get the job done. And we did that. And I think Liverpool will look at it like Liverpool will go, didn't play very well, got the job done. And it wasn't just Nunes. They brought on some players in the midfield like McAllister because I think they were losing a bit of control in there, and they wanted to try and control it. They still had a good side out. I know Liverpool fans were saying it was probably stronger than they thought. Obviously Salah was in there, Hakpo, so they did have a good team out. But yeah, I liked more than I didn't like. Put it that way. And in terms of a cup game, I often go into and think they feel a little bit friendly-ish. I thought that against Stoke and Swansea. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was an exciting game. I wasn't bored. I thought it was a really, really good game. And fine margins and that, little moments.
We could take those elements of the performance onto. I mean, it's annoying that we've got the teams that we have got. However, even if we see glimpses within those games of that, then I think a lot of people will.
I think we've got to be. We know we've got to be patient, but I think we're starting to see little elements now in the last couple. We know that the next two are going to be really difficult to get anything out of. But if we keep showing them elements, I think we'd be steady and go, right, results ain't there, but look at the opposition. And then we go into games where we go, right, now we've got to turn it. We messed up with Everton and Wolves. There's no denying that. We can't be moaning about fixtures because we had our opportunities. And in 3 games, we only won one of them. So I think we need to show these signs in the next 2 and then turn them into results, hopefully, will be the aim. But I'm a bit more positive after that, actually. I am. I thought it was a decent display, and now we've got a fully rested Man City side. How has it gone that we got Man City and we've played midweek and they haven't?
I know.
But who got further in the cup?
Who got further in the cup? Let us know what you thought about the performance yesterday. Let us know in the comments. Look, I did want to reference the lack of facial hair for Tom, but we haven't got much time. So moustache. See what I did there?
That was just...
So what's happened? 24 hours ago, Tom, I was looking at you with this little bad boy on your face.
Slug.
Talk me through it.
Basically, obviously, it's November. Most people know that. And I thought, you start clean shaven, don't you? You start clean shaven, then it comes. And I thought, yeah, but the 1st of November, we got a game. We'll have a vlog. People see. So I thought, actually, if I just leave it for one, everyone will ask questions. Everyone will ask, what's that about? You're supposed to be clean shaven, blah, blah, blah. Gets conversation going. People are going, you look like a dick. It's all good fun and games. And that's the whole point. Yeah. It's supposed to be to raise awareness for men's mental and physical health. Yeah. And it's supposed to be to start a conversation. I thought, that's actually a better way to do it. Yeah. I go out one time, get on the vlog and that. People talking about my awful tash. And then the next day I can actually start properly and go clean shaven and see what happens. So
there's no individual link for Tom, but we would love you to donate to the Movember campaign. Link is in the description, but also in the comments below as well. Tom would truly appreciate it if you could do that, as would I. Thank you so much for watching. Those have been 5 things that we learned. Hopefully there'll be more positives than negatives in the next one. Do you see it?
We've done 5 things we learned. I'll take it if it's under 5 goals we conceded.
We'll see how it goes. Up the chest.
See you later. We're going to lose 4-0 and I'm going to be gutted.